Article 14 talks about two things. First is equality before the law. And second is equal protection of the laws. Now, these two things prima facie might look very similar, but they are different. Equality before the law, as I discussed in the last class, is more of a negative concept. It says that there is absence of any privileged class. I mean, in the initial days or in the olden days, you see that the society was divided into different classes. Like, say, for example, the aristocracy, then maybe the business class, and then, say, those who are workers. So the entire society was divided into different classes, and there were different laws for different classes. But equality before the law, as contained in Article 14 of the Indian Constitution, says that there is absence of any privileged class. It means there will be the same law that would be applicable over all the classes. Classes here mean economic sections of the society mostly, but they may also have some social disabilities or social advantages as well. Got it? So equality before the law, therefore, is a negative concept. Equal protection of the laws is a positive concept. It says that those who are in the same condition, the law will treat them similarly. And those who are in different condition, the law will treat them differently. It means it is a guarantee. And when I give you a guarantee, it's almost like an addition, a value I'm adding to your life. So that's why we are calling it a positive concept. So this equal protection of law, this concept says that when you are in a similar position, the law will treat you similarly. Or in simple words, likes will be treated alike, and not alike will be treated in a like fashion. Got it? So what Article 14 prohibits, look here very carefully, is class legislation. It prohibits class legislation. Class legislation means different laws for different classes. But it does not prohibit classification for the purposes of legislation. Classification simply means forming groups. When you are forming a group under a particular law, you have to keep in mind two principles. First is the principle of intelligible differentia. And second is the principle of rational relation. Now look here carefully. What is the meaning of these two expressions? Suppose, think of making income tax laws. And we know that we have different income brackets in India. Like, say, for example, people who earn less than, say, just imagine 50,000 per year. People who are in the bracket of, say, 50,000 to, say, 1 lakh, and everybody over 1 lakh, something like that. Okay, so just imagine this is the bracket, the income bracket in India. Now we have different taxation rates. Like, say, for example, I have hypothetically taken these figures, right? Say, for example, everybody who is earning below 50,000 per year will be not subjected to any tax. There will be no tax. One who is earning between 50K to 100K may be subjected to a tax of 10%. Everybody above that will be subjected to a tax of 20%, and so on and so forth. So when you are making an income tax law, it becomes fair or just only when you imbibe the concept of equal protection of the laws. It means likes will be treated alike and not alikes will be treated like. Like, if I just impose a uniform tax rate, say 20% on everybody, that would be harmful for those who are at the lower end of the economic spectrum. So Article 14, it prohibits class legislation, but it does not prohibit classification for the purposes of legislation. Classification means formation of groups. But जब भी आप group बनाएंगे तो आपको दो चीजें ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए. First, intelligible differentiation, and second, rational relation. It means those who are the members of this group, they should be similar to each other. A person who is not similar to all other members should not be included in the group, and a person who is similar to all other members in the group should not be excluded from the group. That is intelligible differential. Like say for example, अगर यहाँ पर मैं एक ऐसे आदमी को डाल दूँ इस ग्रुप में जिसकी इनकम $1 lakh suppose per year से ज़्यादा है, अगर if that happens, then obviously he would now pay no taxes. It is not an intelligible differential classification. So first thing is that all those who are included in the group must be similar to each other. Got it? Like say for example, all those who are going for the civil services examination must be graduates, something like that. Okay. What is rational relation? The element on the basis of which I have formed the group, that should have a reasonable association with the subject of legislation. Like so for example, अगर मेरे को इनकम टैक्स का लॉ बनाना है तो मैं यहाँ पर क्या करूँगा, मैं यहाँ पे इनकम के बेसिस पे ग्रुपिंग करूँगा और उसके बाद इनकम टैक्स का लॉ बनूंगा, बिकॉज इनकम और इनकम टैक्स का एक रीजनेबल रिलेशन है. But if I make a law on the basis of height, say for example, all those who are more than 6 feet should pay 20% of tax, that is absolute nonsense. You can understand, because there is no relation between height and income. So you get it? So that is what Article 14 is all about. यहाँ तक बात clear हो गई? So Article 14, it holds two things within it: equality before the law and equal protection of the law. And we know equality before the law flows from the second corollary of rule of law. AV Dice is rule of law. It says that all the people are amenable to ordinary laws of the land and amenable to the jurisdiction of the ordinary courts of. Got it? In India, the third corollary of rule of law is not applicable.